timid salespeople have skinny kids. Well, I'm really scared. There are people that should not be in sales. The fastest way to wealth is to learn how to turn advertising into profit. The fastest way to wealth is to learn how to turn advertising into profit. If I can figure that part of it out, it's a math problem from that point forward. How much can I put out? How much do I bring in? So I'm going to show you some examples of that here today. Okay? So, let's look at the most important number. Average cost per closing. Put a big star by your notes right there and write most important number. The most important number you'll ever know is the average cost per closing. I've got one campaign that every time I spend $725, it gets me a closing. Let's say that's the neighborhood funnel. Every time I spend $725, I get a closing. I've got another campaign that every time I spend $953, I get a closing. I have a third campaign, every time I spend $1,770, I get a closing. And then I also get referrals, and every time I get referrals, I got to pay 25%. Happens to come to about $2,500. You'd be shocked how many agents would take every referral they can get, but they'd never spend $1 on advertising. They'd never do campaign number one because of their confidence level in themselves to actually get it done. Many times they'll even say, I got a shitty referral that'll never close on anything. They don't realize they are the problem. It's like I gave you campaign 1, 2, 3, and 4, and all of them suck. It might be you that sucks. Maybe we got to fix that problem. That's the common denominator. That'd be like me saying, well, I've been married 17 times. I must have something to offer. Not if you've been married 17 times. So your goal, and by the way, if I have these, if these are real campaigns, 725, 953, 1770, and 2500, which should I choose? All of them. Every damn one. What do you mean I should do more of number one? No, you should do more of all of them. Because all of them are a license to print money. If, in this example, we'll just base off of the referrals. If it's a $2,500 referral, I'm probably in a $10,000 commission area. So I want you to imagine you walk into Chase Bank and they got a dry erase board on an easel and it says all of our $10,000 CDs, you can buy them today for $725. What are you going to say? You're like, man, I just can't really afford that right now. I just don't have $725. You would go sell your shit to the pawn shop to get $725 because you know it's going to get you 10 grand. Now, the question of would I sell my own laptop or pawn my car or do whatever is dependent upon how serious you think that bank is that they're going to give you 10 grand. Isn't that true? Because your first question would be, no freaking way. What's the catch? That would be your first question to the teller. There is no way you got $10,000 bills on sale for $700. Yeah, we really do. Just a little special we're running here. This is truly what we do. Why would I ever buy a rental property? For what? $700 I can make 10 grand? 7,000 I can make 100 grand? I can't buy a house for 7. I can't get a down payment for 7,000. But I can get 100,000. I don't need to flip a house. I don't need to rent a house and have a tenant. I don't need to have. How many of you agree the drywall guy is an alcoholic and he's not going to show up? And his wife stole his keys, and his truck broke down. Until he gets his truck fixed, he can't be there. And the other guy smells like weed when he comes in for the carpet. And his worker stole money from him and got in his account, and he can't get the materials. And if you can just front him 50%, is that who you deal with? Why do you do that? Why? You don't have to work in that industry, that side of what we can do to make money. There are better options available for you. So I want you to understand the math around this, that you should be spending more. If I get one closing from campaign 1, one closing from campaign 2, one closing from campaign 3, and one closing from campaign 4, guess what happens if I double my efforts on that? But more importantly, what if I 40 or 50 times those efforts? I can get that cash. I can borrow that cash. I can have someone else do it. You'd be shocked if you knew how many agents I'm helping them. I got to really freaking like them in order to do that, but I've put up money for people. Like, hey man, if I'm going to make ridiculous money off of it, I'll get you started. Like loan shark type approach. There's agents in this room that would do that. If you'd be like, man, here, I'm serious about doing this, I'll follow it exactly as I should, I need $5,000 and I'll give you a 40% referral fee, they'll be like, hell, I'll have my team run the ads for you. If you're paying me 40%, I'll just do all the work. You go on the appointments. You're giving up 40%. But why are you so comfortable with number 4, but you're not comfortable with number 1? Your assuredness that it's going to happen, knowing you don't have to pay unless you close the deal. Isn't that true? You're paying 4 times as much. That's why I don't sell leads anymore. I only do referrals because I make a lot more money and you don't have to pay. You're like, well, Greg, I'm not paying you unless it actually closes. Okay, pay me 4 times more than you should because I'm going to generate the lead for $700 and I'm going to get $2,500 when I sell it to you. You win too. This is a win-win because you get $7,500. I get $2,500. But it's a win-win. I don't know any other investment in the world that I can put $700 in and I can get $10,000 back. Let me tell you, the best thing that's ever happened to me in my life is starting to follow this politics stuff and realizing that every one of them is a crook in one way or the other. So it's just to choose a side. You got all of that stuff going on. But seeing all the crap going on with Nancy Pelosi and investing all the stuff she is, I didn't even know what NVIDIA was. And I saw that she was secretly investing in NVIDIA. And she said, well, that's not me. That's my husband. You're not allowed to. You're in office. Well, you invested in NVIDIA, but you know that the House is voting on the microchips for AI tomorrow, and you invested today $100,000 in. She put $100,000 in. Well, she put a lot in. I put $100,000 in November. Anybody want to guess what that is right now? $1.5 million. I didn't know what the hell it was, but I know she knows stuff that other people don't. I thought it was for gamers, which I hate all them idiots that sit at home, right? And like, you know, they play video games in their mom's basement. Mom, we having meatloaf tonight? That's what I thought it was for. I put $100,000 in. It's over $1.5 million. But I knew that they had the inside scoop. Putting money into campaign 1 is better than that. It's better. It's more than 10 times your money. It's more than 15 times your money. This is greater than the best stock that's ever been created in a 12-month period. It's better than that. So even if I would have done that, I would have been better to put $100,000 into 10 of you guys and say, let's do that in 10 different cities, and you guys do what you're supposed to do, and I'll help you along the way, and we'll make this happen. I would have made more than $1.5 million. So you can scale this as big or small as you want, but keep in mind, your results are going to be dependent on how well that soldier does when you send him to battle. Isn't that true? That's what matters, is who you send out there, how well they can close. There are people that can close, and there are people that cannot. There are people that should not be in sales. Hate to offend you, this ain't your gig. But that, like, I don't want to be supportive of, oh, you'll figure it out. Oh, I'm really scared. Timid salespeople have skinny kids. That's from Zig Ziglar. Timid salespeople have skinny kids. You have to be confident in what you're doing. Fake it till you make it if you have to. But competence breeds confidence, and the more confident you are, the more competence it looks like you have. That continues to snowball for you, okay?
Hey, it's Greg Luther, and listen, if you don't follow this channel, there's a good chance you're never going to see me again. I consistently put out regular content, and it's extremely helpful for real estate agents to grow their business. I want to keep you up to date on what's working so that you're in the know and you can take action accordingly. So be sure that you like and comment here, but most importantly, make sure you follow, share, and subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on anything. I'm here to help you in growing your business, and I'd love to do so. Follow right now.